Now, the Presidency is concerned about the alleged leak of funders' banking information of President Cyril Ramaphosa's political campaign. In a statement released, the President says the selective circulation of the information is meant to cast aspersions on him. Presidential spokesperson Khusela Diko joins us live on the line to tell us more. Thank you so much, Khusela, and welcome to ENCA. I suppose the first question is, what evidence do you have that the information was leaked to the media, since you do make mention on the statement that you've been made aware that confidential banking information of the contributors to and recipients of the CS17 campaign has been leaked?
Good morning, Tumelo. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, Tumelo. We, during the course of questions from and also made aware by a number of people who were part of the CR17 campaign of questions that have been posed to them by the media from information that could only have been gleaned from these bank statements that are held, to the best of our knowledge, by only the public protector. Now, what we have noticed is a very worrying trend of information that the public protector is duty-bound by the rules regarding her investigation for her to keep public. This information most recently was a letter that we had written to the courts requesting that certain information in the record that the public protector will provide to court be kept confidential. Interestingly, it's that very same information that we requested the court to keep confidential that has now been leaked to the media. Now, it's deeply concerning because our view is that this information may have been obtained in the very first instance illegally. And the reason we say that, Tumelo, is that you'll remember that in her report, the public protector had listed a subpoena to Absa Bank and FNB as being the sources of information that she had regarding those bank accounts. Absa is on record having said that they had not received a subpoena from the public protector. Now, the question stands, where did the public protector get those bank statements? She also did not list Standard Bank as one of the banks that she had subpoenaed, but she's got bank accounts of reattended trusts who banks with Standard Bank. So where did she get that information? Now, all the Presidency has asked is that in the court papers, President Ramaphosa has asked his legal representatives to ask the court to ascertain the legality of this information. It will be a gross abuse of her office if the public protector is gathering information illegally and then further then disseminating such information illegally. That flies in the face of the Protection of Personal Information Act, and that is what we are asking the courts to decide on now.
Do you think the public protector may have leaked this information to the media?
We are very, very careful against casting aspersions on anybody, especially the office of the public protector. But as I indicated, the rules of investigation require the public protector to take reasonable steps to safeguard the confidentiality of any information in her possession relating to an investigation. Now, this worrying trend that I was speaking about of confidential correspondence, that is sent to the courts and copied to her is suddenly found on social media. Bank accounts of third parties, private transactions that have absolutely nothing to do with what she was expected to investigate, also landing themselves on the media. And you remember, Tumelo, this was a trend right from the beginning. When we got the Section 79 notice, the Sunday Independent would have been one of the papers that were reporting that they have this report, which we believe and we know is meant to be confidential in terms of the public protector rules.
Right. And if the court does grant the president, of course, his request and the lawyer's request, what would be your recourse should the information still be leaked by the media?
Well, I suppose if the information is out there, Tumelo, it is out there. And the president is on record having said that he was not compelled or obliged to share the information of people who funded his campaign. The donations were made on a confidential basis, but if any of those donors feel that they would want to talk about why they donated to the campaign, and many of them have said they believed in the values that the campaign espoused, which was about the restoration of the integrity of the African National Congress and also putting South Africa back on a path of renewal and growth. Now, if any of those donors feel that they would want to speak about that, by all means, the president has said that they should do that. But what we take extreme exception to is that this investigation does not seem to be conducted in a manner that is really looking for the truth, but rather just seeking to smear as much smear and cast aspersions against the president, and that we find extremely unfortunate.
And in terms of the court, Khusela, when do you expect the court to make a ruling?
Well, we wrote the letter to the courts later on this week. The legal parties have meant to discuss the dates for the submission of the necessary papers. As you remember, Tumelo, we had asked for an urgent review of the public protector's report. She has indicated that she is not opposing the application for an interdict of the remedial action. So we trust that the courts will be able to sit and decide on this matter as soon as possible in order to bring it to its logical conclusion.
Our presidential spokesperson, Khusela Diko, joining us on that. Thank you so much.